With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series fires things off once again here at the hallowed grounds of Daytona International Super Speedway, kicking it off with the granddaddy of them all here at the Daytona International Super Speedway. You're watching the ISCC Daytona 250. Driver's going to lay down 100 laps here tonight. We're gonna fit all 100 in. Qualifying already underway. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from Trackside, and with qualifying about halfway over, we'll get rid of the track information and go ahead and bring you some of those qualifying times. Mind you, no points on the line, no bonus points, no, just really a feather in the cap for walking away with the pole award here this season. So, don't want to say it doesn't mean very much, but much ado about nothing, especially here at a restrictor plate race. But we'll go ahead, show you who's at the top of the speed charts right now. Quick time in qualifying belongs to the number 9 of Sean Huff-Stutler, up there with the fast time 49.84. Is the pole position. Aaron Kralik in that familiar Tide Chevy ZL1 Camaro with a fast time as well. Look at your top 4 all the way down into the thousands to separate your top 4 here tonight. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a fast one here at the high banks of Daytona International Super Speedway. Qualifying's got about 60 seconds remaining. Only one or two drivers left to put in their qualifying times. 19 on the speed charts, one yet to put down. A fast lap. Ryan Murray gonna put it top of the speed charts. He's gonna snatch the pole late in the going here. The 44 sits top of the speed charts by just 100th. As the music fades away, we're gonna step away and head trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with your starting lineup.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back trackside once again. Little mishap on the buttons there. We do apologize. Producer's going to get that right. We promise you. But nonetheless, drivers begin to make their way through final pre-race inspection and get ready to hit the starting grid. There you can see majority of them already down on pit road. So what do you say? We get a little closer and get ready for some high-speed action here tonight from Daytona International Speedway, kicking off season number 6 here in the iRacing, the Star Car Challenge Next Gen Cup Series. Things going to get hot and heavy here tonight. Just a handful of drivers yet to hit the starting grid. A long season ahead of us, 22 races, 15 races before we go championship hunting. And with the bells tolling in the background, you know the sounds, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup for the ISCC Daytona 250, starting inside row number 1, snatching the first pole position of the season, the 44 of Ryan Murray. Sean Hustutler just to his outside in that number 9 machine. Aaron Kralik. Kyle Rochelle back in row 2, row number 3 here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway, the 53 of Eric Stamp and the 45 of Patrick McLendon. Brian Curry, Ryan Ferraro back in row 4, back in row number 5, inside lane, that familiar North Star Designs paint scheme. The North Star Designs Motorsports driver, the 57 of Thomas Walter. Kerry Trebu, the jacked up Motorsports number 7 machine, just to his outside, rounding out your top 10. Dalton Tucker, Logan Breaky right there in row number 6. Back in row number 7 here tonight in the ISCC Daytona 250, the 16 of Isaac Mott, and the 42 of Anthony Gaido. Isaac Shelley Daniel Miglin in the 4. Back in row 8, or row number 9, James Watson and Max Fonner. Kay Jones and Zach Mitchells rounds out your top 20, and that's going to be your starting order for tonight's race. We're ready to roll. Let's get ready to drop the hammer. Fans in the stands are on their feet, and pace car down. Music begins to fade, and away we go for the first time this season. Green flag flies here at Daytona. The 44 gets off to a good jump on the field. Everybody going to follow suit 2 by 2. Nothing unusual going on just yet. How about that Wonder Bread paint scheme machine in the back? A little homage to the Ricky Bobby days, Talladega Nights. Big fan of that film. I'm sure a lot of us out there are, but nonetheless, still side by side. Lap number 1 here at Daytona International Super Speedway. We'll see a lot of this side by side. We'll see a lot of accordion going on. We'll see drivers trying to find a line that's moving them to the front. You could already see back in the tail end of this field, Max Fonner looking for a way to get around high side, low side, back to the high side. Sean Huffstutler has been able to get up and around your race leader, so that 44 has lost the race lead here on lap number 1. Your pole sitter not able to keep it in front of the field for the entire lap, and he's going to fall back to 3rd, make that 4th as the outside line begins to surge. Kyle Rochelle with a good run off of the corner exit, getting a good push by that 45 of Patrick McLendon. The McDonald's, the sponsored 45 machine, looking quick here tonight. Was very fast in happy hour. Pretty decent qualifying as well. Started inside of the top 10, and he has went right to the front as the field flies by. We'll put lap number 2 in the bag, and we've got a lot of single file running already. Just a handful, making about 6 drivers packed up with each other on the high side. They're all going to follow that 7 of Kerry Trebu. More drivers dropping down to the bottom. Looks like a lot of these drivers very content to just log some laps early here tonight. Get a good portion of this race in the bag before they begin to mix things up. No fast repairs here in the virtual world on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. We have what we call the fast repair, the quick fix. And if you find yourself in some trouble and got some damage, you can go down, get a mulligan, if you will, and get back out on the track. But no sirree, not here tonight, not in the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. There's no quick fix, no fast repair, so drivers a little bit more, I would say, cautious or decisive in their moves and decisions. So look for some long green flag laps here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. We work our way off of turn number 2 and back down the back stretch. Kyle Rochelle continues to lead, just your 2nd race leader of the night. Sean Huffstutler very close to leading that first lap. The number 9 grabbed the top spot and went down to the bottom just in front of your pole sitter Ryan Murray, but then big push, and that 21 shot to the front of the field, brought his pusher Ryan along with him. Both the 21 and the 45 down on the bottom of the racetrack. They'll continue to lead this field around this 2.5 mile super speedway. Still hunting something on the high side is that 7 of Kerry Trebu. It's going to be to no avail, though. Only 3 make that 4 drivers up there. And it looks like, I believe that is Zach Mitchell's, is the tail end of that 4-car pack. Maybe they'll get something going, not having to check up as much as some of those drivers on the inside lane. But once they get to the front, it's going to be, or I would assume, it's going to be a little tough to try to make, oh, and into the outside wall. A little bit of scrape of the wall right there for that 26 Wonder Bread sponsored machine. I have to check the damage here in a minute, see how that car continues to run here tonight. A little bit of scrapes, a little bit of damage, not really going to be too harmful, but you got to be careful more so of losing the momentum, losing the draft in these next-gen Cup cars. Very crucial, very vital here. You can lose the draft quickly, unlike the car before this, when you could lose the draft a little bit, about 6 to 7 tenths of a second, and really still have a chance at regaining that momentum and getting back with the pack. Here in this next gen car, you've got yourself maybe a half a second buffer. If you drop a half a second behind the pack and they're all drafted up, you're done for. You're not going to make it. You're not going to be able to hang on. So look for these drivers to be on it, but cautious. At the same time, tiptoeing through the tulips early here at Daytona International Superspeedway. Clean race so far. Kyle Rochelle, just your second leader of the night. He's led since lap number 2. Lap number 1, no, took that lead right before they crossed the start-finish line. That is correct. Sean Huffstutler was your race leader. Started outside pole position. Looked like he was going to grab that first lap lead, but it was taken away right at the start-finish line. Kyle Rochelle has led them all here tonight. Started from 4th, now running in first. The 24 is going to lead this field around 2.5 mile super speedway. Still digging at the top side is that 7 of Kerry Trebu. He's got the number 3 machine tucked up right behind him. Max Fauner in line, third car in line. You can see Fauner right there making some moves. How about James Watson, that familiar painted bright machine down there on the bottom of the racetrack? Running well here tonight. Up 5 positions already inside the top 15. Lap number 9 goes on the board ahead of the 100 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. No stage breaks. Caution flags will bring the field to a crawl if we have them, but no stage breaks. We are straight up racing here in season number 6 in the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. Week in, week out, each and every Thursday night. You can check out some great racing action. We got some great tracks coming up here in the next handful of weeks. We're going to carry this season all the way into the holidays. So get ready for some hot and heavy action each and every Thursday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, show these drivers some appreciation. Show them you enjoy the content they provide each and every week. Go ahead and drop them that thumbs up. I'll tell you what, still single file here. Interesting to see all of these drivers. We figured, yeah, they're going to keep it clean for a while, but by lap 10, I figured somebody was going to get a little bit tired of just plain follow the leader and trying to jump to the outside, but for the moment, everybody keeping it a little bit calm here, as now that 51 of Max Fauner are going to drop down from the high side down to the bottom of the racetrack. That's going to leave it a 2-car train at the front of the field, and I believe that's the 53 of Eric Stamp leading the way on the high side. Yes, it is 53 machine right there, high side, right in front of the 4 of Daniel Miglin. And well, looks like we've had some issues with one of the cameras here, so we'll try to get the technicians over there and retrieve that particular camera, get it reset and refired, and we'll try to get back to that action here in just a little bit. But for now, off of turn number 2, halfway down the backstretch, Kyle Rochelle continues to lead here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. Everybody keeping about a half a car length or so between them in the draft. And I personally have had the pleasure of driving these cars a handful of times, especially at these restrictor plate tracks, or these well, they used to be restrictor plates. No restrictor plates in the cars anymore, so I don't know if we're gonna call them plate tracks or I don't know how you describe them anymore. But anyways, you understand what I'm saying. And there seems to be that, if you remember back a handful of years, there was kind of that bubble that was in between the cars that if you could break through that bubble, you could go really, really fast. But it was really hard to get through that bubble right there. And closing in right on the rear bumper was a little challenging if you didn't get a good run to the car in front of you. So maybe we're seeing a little bit of that show up here tonight at the super speedway, as now it does look and appear like most of this field is single file. Yes, just 2 cars on the outside lane. They'll be joined by another, and already the number 26 machine gonna heading down pit road by himself. So we're gonna keep an eye on him down on pit road in his pit box. Everything looks to be going okay. Maybe fixing a little bit of that damage that he received, scraping that outside wall. We'll keep a watch on him as he was finally into his box. Long, slow crawl down pit lane. In comparison to upwards of 190 plus miles an hour, and it looks like we've got some crew members shaking their heads, and they're going to put the hood up. Zach Mitchells may have some trouble here in his debut race at Daytona International Super Speedway, race number 1, season number 6 for the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. And they're going to close the hood, and it looks like there's an engine problem, and Mitchells is going to fall out of the running order. He's going to get pushed behind the wall. Tough break for the 26 here tonight. More cars getting a little antsy. We're seeing more of them jump lap after lap to the high side. We've now got 5 cars up there on the high line trying to make a run to the front. Will anybody challenge Kyle Rochelle for a lap led here tonight? Rochelle already with a point for leading a lap. Working on trying to gain those 3 extra bonus points for leading the most laps. You know, through the silly season, you know, a handful of weeks off for these drivers, about 5 to 6 weeks off for all of these drivers before they not only transitioned into season number 6, but transitioned from nights, went from Saturday night racing now to Thursday night racing. So these drivers maybe trying to adjust to that a little bit differently with the scheduling and things of that nature. Maybe just trying to make sure they get a good portion of this race in the bag here tonight before they start really mixing things up. That no fast repair definitely playing on the back of a handful of these drivers' minds. We walked up and down pit lane during happy hour and had the privilege and to talk to a handful of the drivers, and we heard a handful of things out of these drivers about the cars. And oh, there you go. We were about to say how loose they can get. And there you go. There's a fine example of it right there. The number 9 machine of Sean Huffstutler went for a ride, gonna charge the speedway for a little bit of landscaping. The number 9 trying to fall back in line, trying not to lose that draft, but already 7/10 off and falling even further. Huffstutler may be in trouble. There you can see that Napa number 9 of Sean Huffstutler. We'll take a look back here. There you can see him right there. Over a 1.5 second deficit already. That is just how quick you can lose the draft. And now Huffstutler going to be a man all alone, riding solo here at the Super Speedway. That's not something you'll really want to find yourself doing. And we're going to transition back once again towards the front of the field. What do you say we take a look at the Team Watson number 25 machine of Brian Curry, the fast forward Mustang, running just outside of your top 5, following another fast Ford in front of them. The blue ovals right there, 5th and 6th on the speedway. They've got Dalton Tucker back in 8th, with Isaac Mock sitting in the 9th position. A handful of Fords in the field and a handful of them up near the front. We've got one Toyota inside your top 5. That's the 45 machine of Patrick McClendon. He's gained 4 positions throughout tonight's race. A good start has translated into a good running spot right here. 45 McDonald's sponsored machine sits in second, has been sitting in second for quite some time now. As we cross the line, lap number 19 going to go on the board and still trying to make something work on that high side. It doesn't seem like they're able to really get that run. You gotta give them credit, though. Those 4 drivers on the high side, man, they're trying to hustle it. They're trying to make it work. I just don't think they've got the numbers to make that work. As the 53, the 42, all try to work with each other. We've got some different numbers on the sides of those cars, so we'll try to get that worked out and fixed up, figured out. We'll have a word with the guys back at the wrap factory, try to get them wrapped with the right numbers for next week. But for now, your top 7, all single file, bottom of the racetrack, clear of that outside lane. And it's really, I mean, unless you get another 2 to 3 drivers, man, it's going to be pretty hard to really make that outside lane work. With just 3 drivers, I don't think you have enough energy up there on that high side to make it work with those numbers. If they get a little closer, get a little bit more organized with a little bit of bump drafting action, it could be possible, but that may be a little bit rough here as we cross the line. Lap number 21 goes on the board. We're over a quarter of the way through the night. And I tell you what, why don't we take this opportunity? We're going to mute the mic and we're going to head trackside for a little turn it up. Great racing action early here at Daytona International Super Speedway. We have been clean and green since the drop of the green flag here tonight. And how about checking in over in the chat, my man? Ryan Bird, last season's champion, checking in here over there on the YouTube side of things. Glad to see you checking in, Ryan. Good to see you out there. Wish we could see you out here on the track, but unfortunately not able to make it. So a big shout out to you for everything you accomplished last year. Wish to see you on the track here this season. Hopefully we can get some openings in the schedule for you to get on over here. But yeah, I gotta agree with you over there. I mean, you gotta have those front 2 or maybe even in a string of cars, that second and third car really pushing each other, and the third car, they got to be right there close. I mean, not really pushing, but they got to be close enough to really make a difference. And that's how you really make those lines work. But it looks like on the outside lane, things not really going so well. The 44 of Ryan Murray peaked to the outside. Looked like he was going to go up there and join those drivers on the high side of the track. Thought better of it. Stays in line. He'll keep that 01 of Aaron Kralik right behind him. And, you know, I hear you soon. Hopefully somebody's going to get up there. And hopefully as well you're on the track. So we'll look forward to seeing you out here once again if we get that opportunity and pleasure. You know, you got to defend that season championship, man. You got to try to go back to back. And if there's anybody that can miss a handful and still get the job done, I know it's you, my man. So we'll look forward to seeing what the future holds. We'll see what the future holds for all of these drivers as we are past that quarter-way point. 25 laps in the bag. 26 goes on the board. When will these drivers need to head to pit lane for green flag pit stops? That's going to be very interesting. These drivers, a handful of them, we're going to be honest about it, a handful of them have tried that green flag pit stop during happy hour. We heard a handful of crew chiefs and spotters really discussing that. We got to get this because we got a feeling this thing's going to go green for quite some time. So we'll see who hits the marks right and who's going to get popped by the pit road police early here in season number 6. But for the time being, we stay in high gear at high speeds here on the high banks of Daytona International Super Speedway. Speeds upwards of 191 miles an hour in the corner. Absolutely phenomenal racing out here tonight. And it looks like everybody going to drop down to the bottom. So those green flag pit stops we were talking about, looks like they're about to happen here. Everybody single file, everybody looking to the bottom of the racetrack. We've got one looking to the high side now, making another as the 4 of Daniel Miglin looks to maybe jump a spot in line. Not going to be able to do anything with it. We'll stay. Green flag racing single file here from Daytona International Super Speedway. You're watching the ISCC Daytona 250. And just look at the offset all throughout the field, man. Everybody offset. You got drivers offset to the left, drivers offset to the right. Everybody looking for a little bit of clean air on the nose to try to see if they can't get a little closer, get a little bit of a run going, maybe a bump draft or two. But also keeping these machines cool. These new cars, a lot of air forced underneath the car. And they honestly, they draft a little different. They draft a little different from what we're used to. The diffuser in the back. I know you hear it each and every race with the big boys in NASCAR. They talk about the diffuser every single race. I promise you. Go back and watch all of the weeks. And I mark my word, you will hear Steve Letard, as a matter of fact. He's going to say it. He's going to be the first one to talk about the diffuser. So definitely some big things with the aerodynamics going on in this new next-gen Cup car. These drivers have had a little bit of time to get acclimated and accustomed to the way these things race and how to handle them. And these big packs, a little bit free, a little bit light and twitchy is what we hear from a handful of them. And now we're starting to see a little bit of gaps developing. Looks like drivers may be dropping back a little. Whoa, one driver with an issue in the back. I believe that is the number 11 snap-on machine of Cade Jones. He's going to fall well off pace now. And how about Sean Huffstutler? Poor Sean Huffstutler right there. And I don't mean anything by when I say poor, but I mean, man, he was running great. Had one little moment, and here he is. 10 laps later, off of the lead lap. He's going to fall off of the lead lap here tonight. Be in that lucky dog position. Sean Huffstutler falls off of the lead lap. He's going to be the only car off of the lead lap as Zach Mitchell's out of tonight's race. And yeah, that is the snap-on number 11 of Cade Jones. He's going to lose the draft next. And fortunately enough for him, I think we're going to see that round of green flag pit stops take place before Jones is forced a lap down here tonight from Daytona. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out, how it pans out for each and every one of these teams and drivers. And we're starting to hear a little bit of talk about those green flag pit stops over the radio. So it looks like drivers being urged by their spotters, take a look at that pit road entry. Be ready to come in when we call you. Be looking in your mirror because A lot of guys are going to be coming here in the next handful of laps. And there you can see one driver jumping to the high side. The 53 of Eric Stamp right here running fourth in line. Fastest Ford in the field. Only Ford inside of your top 5. And as we watch all these drivers single file down on the bottom of the racetrack, we're going to take a look right around this 7th, 8th, and 9th position right now. These are some of the biggest movers of the race. Dalton Tucker, Daniel Miglin, Max Fonner, up 9 positions here tonight in that Max Motorsports number 51 machine. He is your biggest mover of the race so far here. So playing it smart, moving to the front, sticking around, and being there at the end. Very, very key. And it looks like these drivers are beginning to work themselves into some extra sets of tires as we have run 33 laps clean and green here tonight. Lap number 34 underway. Field going to make their way off of turn number 2 and back down the backstretch once again. So drivers with 5 sets of tires in total. The one they started the race on for the pit box. And just about a third of the way through the race, these drivers are going to have 1 or 2 sets at their leisure. When things get a little hot and heavy, maybe a little down and dirty. A little closer to the end of tonight's race. Lap number 35 now goes on the board. We continue to watch everybody follow the man at the front. He's led the most laps so far here tonight, looking to snatch those 3 bonus points for leading the most laps. The late apex. The sponsor, number 21, Chevy Z01 Camaro, leads the field. Kyle Rochelle shows the way here from Daytona. And here we go. We got green flag pit stops underway. Drivers making their way down pit road, and we got a handful of them missing it. Oh, no. Looks like the 25 of Brian Curry. He's going to miss pit road entry, and I can't quite make out who that is near the tail end of this one. I believe that may be the 4 of Daniel Miglin, possibly. No, the 4's in his box. Not quite sure who that was in the background, but they also missed coming to pit road, so there's going to be definitely 2 drivers caught up with a pit road penalty here in our first round of green flag pit stops in season number 6. So what we were talking about the mistakes, minimizing the mistakes and how tough it is to get to pit lane, we got an example, and we've got more drivers to pit lane this time. And trouble! The 01 of Kralik, we've got more trouble. The 44 big pile up on pit road. Big pile up on pit road. Oh my gosh, that is going to spell trouble for a handful of drivers. And oh boy, caution is going to fly. And that is going to do something a little fierce with the field. Let's go back. Let's see if we can take a look here. You can see all these, man, do we got a better look than that, fellas? We got to get a look at this one. And well, there's a little bit of the aftermath there. Ryan Murray involved in this one. We'll take one more look if we can. Yeah, I mean, just look at all of the cars back there, sideways in the grass, all messed up, damage. Oh man, this is gonna be the big one on pit road. My goodness. So let's jump back front of the field, live with your new race leader for the first time here tonight. Gonna lead the field, show the way in his number 11 snap-on machine. K. Jones puts it top of the board. 2 lead changes, 3 race leaders, 1 caution so far here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. And as we do find ourselves behind the pace car, a lot of drivers already down to pit lane. We're going to go ahead and take this opportunity to pay a few bills. We're going to step away for a short, brief commercial break. We'll be right back trackside here from Daytona International Speedway.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Back live trackside as the field is going to receive the 1 to go this time around. If you haven't already been with us here tonight, you have missed some hot and heavy action here at the high banks of Daytona International Super Speedway. First caution gonna come tonight after chaos coming to pit road for our first round of green flag pit stops here in season number 6. A handful of drivers caught up, a lot of damage being fixed down there on pit lane. A handful of drivers involved: Ryan Murray, Isaac Shelley, Isaac Mock, Brian Curry, Aaron Kralik caught up and involved in the incident coming to pit road. That's going to give us, during this cycle of, or pit exchange, I should say, during the caution, that's going to give us 2 different new race leaders. Leading the field now will be the 24 machine of Dalton Tucker. The 93 slapped on the side of that wrap. Got some of them familiar colors out there. Trying to make out that sponsor on the hood. Having a little bit of a rough time out of the binoculars here tonight seeing that one. But looks like a little bit of STP Petty Blue out there on that 93 machine. So looking pretty slick, looking pretty quick in his Ford Mustang. Down on the bottom of the racetrack, he will be the control car. Bring the field back to the green flag here from Daytona. Everybody going to get double file down the back stretch. We'll see if Kyle Rochelle can rocket to the front. Once again, the 21 going to restart back in the 6th position. Came to pit road. clean and clear. Will he be able to get back to the front? He started in fourth and got right to the front on lap number 1. Can he do it from the 6th position? Here on our first restart of the night, we're ready to go back. Green flag racing this time by iRacing. Pace car lights are off. We're ready to drop the hammer once again. Pace car down and away. Field making their way to the Geico restart zone. On the gas, and green flag flies. Once again, here from Daytona International Super Speedway, and Max Fowler has some trouble. Fowler with some issues on the restart. Oh no, the 51 gonna lose a whole lot of time. Already 3 seconds behind the pack. Fowler in some trouble. He's gonna need a quick caution here to try to catch up, or he's going to need some drivers to have some trouble and split up this big pack at the front of the field, side by side racing for your lead. The number 4 of Daniel Miglin and the 42 of Anthony Gaiudu right there. He's going to drop down to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Kyle Rochelle. That 21 is a rocket ship. Here we go again before we get back around one lap. Gonna rocket around the field from 6th to 1st. Rochelle back to the lead. Back to the lead, and it only took one lap. He started in 4th when we dropped the green flag. He went right to the front, grabbed the top spot, and kept it until that round of green flag pit stops and the caution flag flew. And he's going to restart in 6th and go straight to the front again. I'm telling you, if you're looking for somebody to follow, I'm staying glued to the tail end, to that rear deck lid of the late Apex 21 machine of Kyle Rochelle. And, well, familiar man right behind him. He's pushed him to the front earlier here tonight and stayed right there in 2nd. Patrick McClendon in that McDonald's-sponsored 45 machine, running very good here tonight. The Toyota Camry showing some speed, sitting in 2nd. McClendon with the rocket ship as well. Team Watson number 42 machine, Anthony Gaiudo right there had a chance, had a shot for an official lap lead, came up just a little shy, and he's going to sit in that 3rd position. Daniel Miglin right there behind him in that 4 machine. Another Team Watson driver out there. We've got one at the top of the speedway. Looks like, I believe that may be the 25 up there on the high side trying to make things work. Same thing we seen at the beginning of tonight's race. Drivers going to go side by side for quite some time here. Look for things to kind of settle down a little bit, and drivers get their feel of trying to get to the front and just kind of settle back in line. The number 4 test the waters on the high side. Not quite going to go up to the top of the racetrack just yet. He'll stay on the bottom of the speedway as Rochelle continues to lead here tonight. Dalton Tucker gonna duck out of line for just a moment, then get right back in line on the inside of the racetrack. 7 of Kerry Trebu right there running well here tonight. Trebu has been inside of the top 10 for the majority of the evening, running well. Trebu sits in 6th. Some movement at the tail end of this field. Ooh, close right there. James Watson getting squeezed out of line on the bottom of the racetrack. The 25 going to drop down right in front of him. That could have been bad for both of those drivers. My goodness. I believe that's the 16 of Isaac Mock, tail end of this lead pack here. And oh, this is going to be bad. Watson in danger of losing this lead pack right here. Fortunate enough for him, he's got two drivers on the high side that are going to have to drop to the bottom, and he's going to have a little bit of a sniff of the draft. He's got some help behind him by the lap machine. We'll see if the 16 has got it, but it takes to push Watson back up there to the tail end of this lead pack, and there we are, single file once again here at Daytona International Super Speedway as we get ready for the halfway point. What do you say we jump to it a little bit early? What do you say we go ahead and give you your mid-race rundown, your mid-race report here from Daytona International Speedway? You're watching the ISCC Daytona 250 showing the way, leading the field. Grabbed that top spot early, has held on to it for the majority of the night, and he's going to go ahead in about a handful of laps, I believe. About 4 laps. If he can get 4 or 5 more laps here, he's going to walk away with the most laps led. So Rochelle already with 1 point in his back pocket for leading a lap. And cheers to you, bud. It looks like you got a nice, cool, cold beverage in your hands down there in Orlando, Florida. We may be celebrating with a handful of those in Victory Lane. We'll have to see how it goes. But for now, Kyle Rochelle continues to show the way in that rocket ship number 20 late Apex sponsored Chevy Z01 Camaro. The man that's right behind him has pushed him to the front both times. The 45 Toyota Camry piloted by Patrick McClendon running in second. McClendon with a good showing here, new in the series, and he's making a big name early here tonight. Yet another newcomer right behind him. It's the new names and fresh faces at the front of the field showing the way. The Long Island, New York native Anthony Galludo right there running in a solid third position, up 11 spots from where he qualified. So he knows how to get to the front and running well here tonight. He sits in third. Daniel Miglin right here, yet another, wait a minute here. There you go. Another northern driver, Daniel Miglin, right there sitting in that fourth spot. He's going to get shuffled a little bit as we've got some drivers making some headway on the high side. Kerry Trebu was rounding out your top 5. Sean Huffstutler right there battling for a position. And how about Huffstutler, man? How about that guy right there? Started outside pole position. He's going to move to the outside, take control of the high lane. And then we've got another driver jumping right out in front of that number 9 machine. Trebu going to jump up there, as well as I believe that's the 42 machine going to jump to the high side. And we've got action now here on lap number 50, the halfway point, producing some hot and heavy action. Big move to the bottom. Trebu going to have to leave a little bit of room and let that 42 back in line. But as we were talking about Sean Huffstutler, there you can see that Napa-sponsored number 9 on the high side was a lap down moments ago. Lost the pack. Oh, and big wiggle. Oh, my gosh. I don't know how they didn't wreck that. That thing was at least 30 plus degrees sideways coming off of turn 4. That was a white knuckle moment. He's had enough. He's going to go ahead and fall in line on the bottom of the racetrack. The 9 of Huffstutler, after getting his lap back, says, "I'm good, fellas. Let's just fall in line and ride for a little while." We'll cross the line, complete lap number 51, so we are on the downhill side of things. Mentioned your top 5 moments ago. We'll finish things off with a little bit of house cleaning here tonight. 20 drivers took to the starting grid. We have still got 19 out there on the track early. Calamity and chaos caused some problems for a handful of drivers and brought out our first and only caution of the night. 3 wide for the first time in Season 6 of Stutler on the high side. Squeeze play almost into that outside wall. With 19 drivers left out there on the track, we are down to just 14 left on the lead lap. Max Vonner going to be the last driver on the lead lap, but just in front of your race leader. We'll jump up here at the front of the field with Kyle Rochelle, and you're going to get a little bit of a glimpse of Vonner's car just off in the distance. He lost the draft on the restart, spun the tires, went through the grass, and now Vonner is in danger of falling off the lead lap. He's going to have some company, though. Isaac Shelley, first driver, 1 lap down, listed as the lucky dog. Isaac Mock right there fighting him for that lucky dog position. And if anything's going to benefit Fonner, it's going to be the fact that he may be able to blend in here with this lead pack. When they all catch him here, they are running a double file. It's going to be a little bit easier to try to sniff a little bit of the draft and stay with these guys. He might be able to keep himself in that lucky dog position. Got some movement, got some action at the front of the field. Some drivers bailing from the bottom and jumping to the high side. Now, what a job by everybody out there tonight. I mean, 54 laps into a 100-lap race. We have only seen the caution flag fly one time, and that was coming to pit road during a green flag pit cycle. So these drivers definitely know what they're doing out there at these high speeds, upwards of 195 miles an hour here in this lead pack. My gosh, pushing the limits further and further. And we've got times that are faster than the qualifying times here as we continue around the track here at Daytona International Super Speedway. If you haven't already, head on over to iRacing.com. Check these guys out. The ISCC, that's the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. You can find them over there on Facebook. You can find them also on the iRacing.com league directory if you're looking to get out there on track and have some fun in the Cup car against some of the best talent out there. Look no further than the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. And how about Max Fonner? He's going to do the gentleman thing. He's going to stay glued to the bottom right where he was running, and now he's got some help. Well, I say he's got some help, but it looks like some drivers getting left out that we're running on the bottom of the racetrack. That is going to break up this field just a little bit. You can see right here Dalton Tucker in that 24 machine just in front of Fonner. Thomas Walter right behind him, so a little bit of a breakup at the front of the field, and now we've got a bigger gap beginning to develop behind Isaac Shelley. Right there, Isaac Shelley, last driver, or first driver, I should say, fighting with Fonner, who's on the bottom of the racetrack, and Fonner now going to grab that lucky dog position. That's going to be a hot and heavy battle here as they are both right here running with this lead pack. Everybody going to go single file? No, looks like Tucker going to look to the outside once again, and that's going to bring that second pack right on back to him once again. A lot of movement on that bottom lane. We're seeing these drivers snake up and down on the bottom lane, and that's going to allow the outside lane to begin to form and begin to gain a little bit of momentum, a little bit of energy beginning to build on that high side. You know, I really think that if Shelley's able to get to the rear bumper, those two Fords may be able to team up and get a good push and possibly rocket to the front of the field. You can see him gaining inch by inch over those drivers lined up on the inside lane. Tucker going to take it to the high side, still off of turn number 4. Will come across the line. Lap number 59 now going to go on the board, but not really going anywhere now, kind of falling stagnant on the outside lane. He's going to stall just a little bit side by side with Trebu. You've seen the push from the 98. That is exactly what that high side needs. a little bit more oomph, so to speak. I don't know that is that even a word? I mean, my coaches have always said it to me. I don't know if it's even a word, but we're going to use it here tonight. Big push. Once again, there's Isaac Shelley right on that rear deck lid, getting a little bit out of shape on the high side, and that's going to slow the momentum. He's going to drum back off of the tail end of that 24 machine of Dalton Tucker, and that's going to cost that high line a little bit of a momentum and a little bit of track time. Top four, once again, clean and clear. Kyle Rochelle leads the field. Patrick McClendon right there in second, running third. Anthony Galludo with Kerry Trebu, Dalton Tucker rounding out your top five. .40 laps to go this time by as the field's going to make their way off of turn number 2 and down the back stretch. Jockeying for a position, and Tucker's had enough on the high side. He's going to drop down to the bottom, and that's going to leave the 38. 39, I apologize. That's James Watson in the 39 Ford Mustang. That's going to leave him leading the high line. He's had enough. He's dropped down to the bottom now. The 16 machine left out there on the high side. That is one of the lap cars here tonight. Mock is sitting in that 15th position, 1 lap down. Isaac Shelley continuing to try to get himself back onto the lead lap. Now Max Fonner, he's losing a little bit of ground. You can see the drivers have made their way by him. Fonner now listed back in 17th. 4th car, 1 lap down as Fonner goes side by side with the 25 of Brian Curry. Curry up on the high side of the track, trying to do something all alone, and I don't think it's going to work out. Don't think that's going to pan out. We'll head back up front with your race leader. Kyle Rochelle has wrapped up the most laps led here tonight, so walking away with 4 bonus points. We'll see how he goes for the rest of the night. Can he build on what could be a pretty good points lead heading into next week's race? But it's a long way away, race fans. We still got a long way to go here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. We started in I don't want to say the twilight hours, but we started as the sun began to set here in Daytona, racing under the lights for the first time here in season number 6 for the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. 1 caution flag coming at, I believe it was lap or right around lap number 38, 39 or so is when we seen that caution flag fly for the first and only time here tonight. The driver's back on it, and back at the front of the field was Kyle Rochelle, master of the restarts. Shot from 4th to 1st on the initial restart, goes from 6th to 1st on the restart after the caution flag, so definitely speed built in to that 21 machine. Question is, do they have the handling? Daytona, one of those tracks notorious for almost forcing a driver to pick. Do you want to drive the car comfortable, or do you want to be fast? We can give you one, but we can't give you both. And it looks like Rochelle has decided on the latter, and he's wanted the speed. How about Max Fonner trying to bring that outside lane back to the front? And Fonner is now back into the lucky dog position, so maybe a shot to try to get himself back on the lead lap the good old-fashioned way. Is that outside lane now going to lose some ground, lose some momentum as they get a little bit more organized on the bottom? Rochelle going to lead yet another lap here from Daytona. Lap number 67, gonna go on the board when we cross the stripe this time by Kate Jones and Eric Stamp, struggling to keep the speed in it, to keep themselves on the lead lap. You'll see them just off in the distance just in a moment. Those two drivers are going to be next on the list for Rochelle to put one lap down, and that will give us half of this field on the lead lap. We started with 20 drivers out there tonight in the ISCC Daytona 250. We are down to just 12 left on the lead lap, but the duo of Jones and Stamp, numbers not being there for the draft. So although they're still cooking around the track, getting speeds upwards of, we'll take a look at the speed charts right here. Looks like 191 miles an hour for Ryan Murray. So they're moving, but they're not doing 195. 3 mile an hour difference. And I know it doesn't sound like much, but 3 miles an hour faster over the course of 2.5 miles, you're going to gain a lot of time on the drivers stuck drafting in a tandem. And you know what, race fans? We're going to have another round of green flag pit stops coming up here very shortly. Working on lap number 68, we'll have lap 69 this time by, and we should be about 10 to 12 laps, possibly maybe 10 to 15 laps if you want to stretch the fuel. I really don't know that it's necessary. So will we see big groups of cars head to pit lane again? Or will we see a few trickle here and there as we get closer and closer to the end of tonight's race? This round of green flag pit stops is going to be crucial. It is going to be the money stop. Pit crew is going to have to be on it, but more importantly, these drivers are going to have to be on it as they whoa the cars up and get them down to pit road speed. They got to get into the box. Will we see some tire strategy? I know we've got plenty of tires at this point. Started with 4 extra sets. Everybody came down pit road under caution or under that green flag run there to get tires. So still 3 sets in the pit box for all of these drivers. Will we see anybody play any more strategy games, possibly put together a fuel-only run to the end of tonight's race and have plenty of tire if we get a green-white checkered scenario or a late race caution possibly peeling off to come to pit road to have a little bit of Goodyear advantage? But with 30 laps to go when we cross the line next time around, Kyle Rochelle has been the class of the field. The best pusher in the field, the man I want behind me here at these super speedways. And there's that round of green flag pit stops. Cayuta, Walter, Tucker, Watson, Miglin all come to pit lane. This time by Isaac Mox, also going to bring his 16 Ford Mustang down to pit road. Kyle Rochelle stays out on track. So does McClendon, Trebu, Ferrara. Huffstutler also is going to stay out on the track. The number 9 Napa machine, there you can see him working his way off of turn number 2. He's going to stay out on the track as well. So another big group to pit road. Here from Daytona, will we see your top 6 all come to pit road at the same time as well? That's going to be, I don't know, 6 drivers? That seems to be a pretty decent number. Isaac Shelley looks like he's going to stay out on the track. No trouble for your top 6 as they all hit pit lane. The number 45 of Patrick McClendon back out to the outside. He's going to come to a stop in his box. There you can see the 21 machine into his box as well. Let's go back to what could be your eventual race leader, and it looks like trouble for Thomas Walter. He's going to have to come to pit road. Trouble for that North Star Designs driver, Walter, with an issue. He's going to have to come back down the pit road, and that's going to put us back with the 42 showing the way right here. Anthony Aido looking to make the jump to the top spot. Rochelle, McClendon, Trebu, all off pit road, all on the apron, all getting up to speed. Over a 50-mile-an-hour difference right now. It's going to be close there. You can see your top 4 all coming off of pit road and back onto the track. Your top 3, I apologize, Max Fonner with him right here, but here comes the run on the high side. Gallardo gonna rocket right by him, and Dalton Tucker gonna push him right on around. There's that 16 of Isaac Mock listed 1 lap down. Now the first driver 1 lap down in the lucky dog position. And the timing is going to pay off, and we're going to have a new race leader at the line. It's the rookie. Inside of that 42 Chevy ZL1 Camaro, Anthony Gallardo doing a great job here tonight. Up 13 positions as well. So one of your biggest movers of the night as we inch closer and closer to just 25 laps remaining here from Daytona International Super Speedway. Things going to get a little tighter at the front of the field. Drivers going to be willing to make a little more sudden moves, is what we'll call them. Some sudden moves, and it looks like we've had one driver have a little bit of trouble. Daniel Miglin in the Ford machine has a little bit of an issue, has an off-track moment, but he'll get it headed in the right direction. Going to right the ship. And Miglin is now going to be forced to pit a lane. Tough break here for that number 4 machine now. And it looks like they are on the radio and they are going to be in pit lane for an extended stay. Logan Brakey in that 29 Ford Mustang. He's had quite some extensive work going on down there in the pit area, losing multiple laps, being shown in that 18th position. So a tough break for him here tonight. Aaron Kralik with big time damage. Looking to try to see if he can't grab a point or two. Every little bit matters. Everything going to help out when it gets to the end of the regular season. Now the 11 of Cade Jones. He's going to peel off of the track and head to pit lane. So the snap-on number 11 brings his car to pit lane. Last pit stop for that number 11. Big move by the 45 to jump from the bottom lane to the top. That's going to give us 25 laps to go this time by. We've had ourselves 5 different race leaders, 6 lead changes, only 1 caution flag flying here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. You're watching the ISCC Daytona 250. If you haven't already, show these guys some love, show them some support. Let them know you appreciate all of the great high-speed green flag action right here, brought to you by the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series. Show these drivers some love and drop a thumbs up. That's right. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell. Over there on the right-hand side, you don't need a calendar. We'll get you a notification each and every time we get ready to go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, David the Cave, or anybody else back in the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you joining us each and every time you stop by, whether you're just sliding in to say hey, or you're here to check out one of your favorite drivers. We do appreciate each and every one of you, all the family, friends, and especially all you fans. We couldn't do it without you. Here's to another year. Let's get that push to 3,000 done and out the way. We've got some of the best fans in the nation. We do appreciate each and every one of you joining us here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. Season number 6 on the line. And we're gonna crown a new race winner here tonight. Look for big moves there. I'm looking for a fresh face. I haven't really mentioned it all night, but I really like him. There's Rochelle back to the front again. shot out of a cannon, man. I'm telling you, that's the Batman and Robin of the season already. I'm going to go ahead and coin these two the dynamic duo, especially when we get to this style of racing, because that 45, man, he is absolutely one of the best pushers I've ever seen. I've ran across a handful of drivers here on iRacing.com that can really get cars moving around these super speedways. But that McDonald's Toyota Camry, piloted by Patrick McClendon, the rookie here at the ISCC, showing that he might be a rookie, but he has got the skills of a veteran, man, keeping Rochelle at the front of the field. Most laps led, already locked up. And there's Thomas Walter after that trouble, having to come back down pit lane. Walter now going to fall off of the lead lap, so a tough break now for that number 57 machine, and we are down to just 7 drivers left on the lead lap. Seven drivers left on the lead lap. Kyle Rochelle continues to show the way. Patrick McClendon right there sitting in second. Anthony Aido led a handful of laps. He's trying to battle back on the high side. There's Dalton Tucker and that 2493 Ford Mustang. He's got some company. That's James Watson right behind him. Will we see manufacturers team up and gang up on each other? We've got 2 Chevys running nose to tail, 1 Camry in the mix. That's the guy running in that second position. Dalton Tucker and James Watson, they're trying to get hooked up and linked up, trying to get those fast blue ovals to the front of this field. Just 20 laps remaining. Last time around, we head back down the backstretch once again. And how about Max Fonner? Listed 1 lap down. He's going to try to get his lap the good old-fashioned way. And how about the big push from Thomas Walter? Big push. And that's going to put not just Fonner back on the lead lap, but that's also going to put the 57 of Thomas Walter back onto the lead lap, but only momentarily, as now a big run on the high side by Gaido and Tucker. It's going to fizzle out just a little bit, as just the numbers are not there on the high side. Only 4 drivers tucked in line against. It looks to be about 6 drivers lined up on that inside lane. Keep in mind the 16 was on pit road for quite an extended stay. So I don't know how much he's truly helping that high side. What a run, what a race here tonight. Only 1 caution flag, and it looks like, oh my goodness, excuse me. Looks like we have yet another camera with some technical difficulties, so we're going to try to get that sorted out, fixed up for you. But first, haven't been to it all night. What do you say we go high above the track, give you a bird's eye view from the Turn 3 blimp cam? Got the blimp high above. We've got a handful of drones out there tonight. We'll switch to another drone camera here in just 1 second. How about these beautiful shots overhead of all these drivers trying to figure things out, trying to figure which way they're going to go, when they're going to go, or if they're going to go at all. Two drivers showing the way, leading the field here tonight are 2 drivers that just got themselves back onto the lead lap. So a big shout out to Max Fonner as well as Thomas Walter. They're going to work with each other and get both of them their laps back. Kyle Rochelle now stuck behind traffic. He hasn't had a lot of dirty air on the nose of the car. And look at the run on the outside. Big run on the outside. Big side drafts here on the front stretch. As we continue to watch these great overhead camera shots, we'll switch to yet another drone camera here tonight. Big shout out to all of our drone camera operators here that travel around with us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. Big time shout out to each and every one of you guys and gals that gets everything done behind the scenes, all the great live action shots, all the camera coverage. We do appreciate all the hard work, and I know the fans. Oh, trouble! Fawner with trouble with Trebu. Oh my, we got a caution. No caution. We are going to stay green flag racing here. No caution tonight. Man, did you see that? And that's going to put an end to Fawner's night. Oh my goodness, big, heavy, hard impact for both of those drivers in the 76 AG compressor parts machine with some heavy damage. That was a hard hit. The hard hit. And that's going to put even less drivers on the lead lap as Kerry Trebu going to lose a lap late in the going. But Max Fawner also going to fall back off the lead lap and right behind pit wall already. Max Fawner trying to get his crew members thrashing on the machine if he can. Things get a little mixed up at the front. Gaido going to take the top spot once again. Dalton Tucker right there. Kyle Rochelle now sliding back to the third position. Patrick McClendon right there in fourth. And rounding out your top five, last driver on the lead lap, the 39 of James Watson, the team principal over there at Team Watson Racing. And there you go. He's got one of his drivers at the front of the field. Big time push out of Dalton Tucker, and these guys just walking away right now. And here comes a run from Rochelle with his, well, I'm going to call him his sidekick right there. You can see that 45 sticking with him, and now big run on the high side. Here comes Rochelle once again looking for the top spot. Will cross the line. Lap number 13 laps to go. Lap number 88 now goes on the board. These drivers laying it all out there on the line. Does he do it? Does he leave his helping for the first time here tonight? The 21 of Kyle Rochelle is going to get pushed to the front and then leave the 45 to get gobbled up by the rest of the field off of turn number 2. Man, oh man, when it gets late in the race, my, how friendships and alliances change. Everybody gonna bail now from that 21. They'll make some headway and jump around him and back down to the bottom. Gaido Tucker and Watson now your top three drivers with just 12 laps to go here in the ISCC Daytona 250. What a night, what a run. Driver still pushing the limits over 190 plus miles an hour here from Daytona International Super Speedway. And we got 2 wide. Will we see 3 wide? We've seen 3 wide for just a moment earlier here tonight, but will we see it once again? Oh, and you can see big push coming now on the high side. McClendon, he has been all over the tail end of Kyle Rochelle. And here we go. Once again, those 2 rocket ships going to fire off like a mission from NASA. They're going to keep it on the high side. Smooth as chicken lips. And back to the front. Back to the bottom. The 45 says, you're not going to leave me. I'm going to leave you this time. You're going to have to try to race me for that top spot this time around. Now McClendon looking to try to lead a lap. Will he get the job done? Not going to get it at the line. They're going to give it to Rochelle. Long stay for Aaron Kralik down on pit road. Tough luck here tonight for that Tide 01 machine. He's going to finish multiple laps down here. And as we now have just less than 10 laps to go when we cross the line this time we're going to run down the final housekeeping of the evening. 20 drivers took to the field. We have still got 14 drivers out there on the track, but only 6 of them left on the lead lap. And Ryan Ferraro flirting dangerously with falling off of the lead lap. The number 12 machine looking for a miracle, looking for a reset if he can. There you can see that 12 machine leading the inside lane right in front of your race leader. Big push out of that 21. The 45 is going to get into the tail end of the 21. That's going to snack up the field just a little bit as Ryan Ferraro trying to keep himself out front, trying to keep the race lead for the moment. We've got more lap cars just ahead of them. Things got to get very interesting very soon for all of these drivers. And a little bit of a rough swing, a little bit of a rough start. I mean, oh no, and we got trouble. Into the outside wall off of turn number 2. Big time trouble now. And I believe that was a Team Watson driver trying to put our finger on exactly who that was. Which one of those drivers had that big time issue, that big time moment there. Has recovered significantly well, surprisingly. Not losing a ton of time as we cross the line. Lap number 7 laps left to go. And a little bit of a rough go is what we were getting at. These first 4 races are really going to test these drivers. We open things up here at Daytona International Super Speedway. Next week, we'll find ourselves a little further south, down at Homestead Miami Speedway for the Miami 225. Then we'll head back to the beach once again, just northwest of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. That's right, we'll be running the Southern 125 at Darlington Raceway. And then we'll head a little bit further north for the Commonwealth 180. That's right, we're going to hit Richmond, Virginia on September 29th. Mark it on your calendars, or better yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click the bell, and you won't need that pesky calendar anymore. And Kyle Rochelle finds a way to get back to the front. This guy is not going to be denied. Things going to get a little bit heated as we get ready for the high five from the flag stand. This time around, we've got 5 laps to go here from Daytona. Dalton Tucker gonna get the race lead now. That's gonna give us our, I believe it's our 8th lead change of the night. 6 different, no, I apologize. That's gonna make 9 lead changes here tonight. 6 different race leaders, only 1 caution flying early. Lap number 39 is when we seen that early caution flag as we had trouble coming to pit road. But as we close in on these final 4 laps, I'm looking at that dynamic duo. And here they are now running 2nd and 3rd. We've seen that 21 of Rochelle kind of leave that 45 to fend for himself on the high line. Will that play into what happens here at the end of the race? We've seen them work together since. We've seen each of them drop each other to the wayside. So will that be playing on any of these guys' minds, or either of those 2 drivers as we get closer to the end of tonight's race. Are they going to be willing to push each other to the wind? Or are they going to throw caution to the wind and try to capture the first checkered flag here of season number 6? How special would that be? Who can get the job done? Who's going to get around the track? Just 3 laps remain here in the ISCC Daytona 250. Moves are going to have to happen soon. Somebody's going to have to jump out of line. Something's going to happen or have to happen. You see the 21 jump out of line, jump to the high side. He looked for a little bit of help, but nobody coming with him. He's going to have help from the lap machine behind him. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, and oh, look at that. Rochelle goes from leading to struggling to stay in the top 5. 2 laps remaining. Popsicle sticks on display last time around. These drivers have worked all night long to get to this point, and look at that big gap. Look at the huge gap that these top 2 drivers have. I don't know that that's what you want. You can see Kyle Rochelle trying to work on the outside lane with Ryan Ferraro, the 12 all over his rear deck lid, trying to give him a shot and get him back up there with a chance to win the race. Will work off of turn number 4, coming to the stripe. The white flag will fly. Final lap here from Daytona International Super Speedway. What a race it's been. Have they gotten too far out? Here comes a big run now. Kyle Rochelle on the rear deck lid of the 39 of Watson. Watson not going to jump outside. Top 3 going to stay inside lane. Will anybody jump to the high side and try to help Rochelle? No, he's going to get stuck out for the time being. Everybody hugging that double yellow line. It's a man's best friend here at Daytona International Super Speedway. Top 2 still clear. Will McClendon make a move off of 4? A little bit of a layback. He's going to look to slingshot around the high side. And here we go to the line. And McClendon going to walk away with a race win. Oh my gosh. Photo finish across the line. 2, 3 wide. And we're wrecking. We're wrecking after the checkered flag. Oh boy. This is going to be... Man, I'm telling you, we're going to go back. We don't do this often, but let's go back and take a look at this finish. Beating, banging, bumping at the line, and oh, so close. McClendon gonna take the top spot. Kyle Rochelle gonna walk away with second after leading the most laps. Dalton Tucker gonna finish tonight's race right there, running in third. So a great run by all of those drivers. What a way to kick off the season. One of the closest finishes we've seen. And there you can see McClendon enjoying his moment. Enjoying a cool down lap. Going to come back around, give all the fans in the stands a little bit of a smoke show. Put your hands together, stand up for this 45, getting the job done in his debut race. McClendon going to walk away with the first checkered flag here in season number 6. And as everybody afforded the opportunity to get some photos here of this McDonald's-sponsored number 45 machine, we're going to take a brief commercial break, head back trackside for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside once again here at Daytona International Super Speedway, the conclusion of the ISCC Daytona 250. Man, what a night. What a finish, huh, race fans? Great racing action. Great way to start off season number 6. And what do you say we dive right in to your post-race interviews? Let's see if we can't catch up and have a few words with the man that walked away with the third spot here tonight from Daytona. Dalton, it's Dave. You got us?
I got you, man.
Hey, man. How you doing? How you feeling after starting season number 6 off with a solid podium finish? Going to walk away third here from Daytona.
I'll take a third anytime at Daytona because it's always a crapshoot, and you never really know what you're gonna get. So I'll definitely take a third. Moving forward, it won't hurt me as bad as say being wrecked or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you can walk away from a super speedway race with the car fully intact and no damage is always a good day. A podium finish just makes it that much sweeter. But we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to head to Homestead next week, followed by, I believe, Darlington and then Richmond. So a couple different style tracks here. How have you and your crew approached the beginning of this season?
Really just go out, get as many points as you can, get as many wins, just stay up front, stay clean.
All right, well, Dalton, again, congratulations with a great third place run, a great way to start off season number 6. So before we let you go here tonight and enjoy the rest of the festivities here at Daytona International Speedway, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
Definitely got to give a shout out to my team at Team Watson Racing Setups. Kind of sucks that some of them got a lap down on that first caution with the pit, and I think if we had more of them at the end, it could have been even better. But good race by everybody on the team. Appreciate them pushing me and getting me as close as I was. Definitely couldn't do it without them. You know, at super speedways, you always need help. So definitely appreciate them. Appreciate everybody for having a clean race. That doesn't happen too often at these tracks, but one caution for 100 laps, it may make for a boring race, but it's a clean one. And always got to give a shout out to you for doing the broadcast. You do a great job, so can't wait to go back and watch it.
Well, Dalton, we can't wait to catch up with you once again here in these post-race interviews. We talked to you a handful of times last season. I'm sure we'll talk to you many more times to come. So until then, my man, stay safe, keep it fast, and we'll look forward to talking to you a little bit later on this year.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
All right, there you have it. Few final parting words from the driver that walks away, rounding out the podium positions, finishing in third, parking that 24. On the podium, Dalton Tucker going to walk away with a good points day, and that's going to lead us right along in the list with the man that walked away with the most bonus points. Almost had that race win. Let's see if we can't dial up the driver inside of that 21 machine. Kyle, it's Dave. You got us?
I got you. How's it going, man?
It's going well for me. How about yourself?
Doing well. Doing well.
Well, you walk away tonight, not with max points, but almost so close to max points, man. You led the most laps. You got those 3 bonus points for that. You got the bonus point for leading a lap. You were, I believe it was 600ths away from a race win.
Wow.
What did you have under the hood of that rocket ship?
Honestly, the car behind me, Patrick, just pushed the hell out of me the whole race, and I got to the bottom. I knew it was going to be important to get to the bottom early and just stay there. And if I got to the front and leading, that was even better. Really, I was just worried about pit strategy and seeing where that was going to do. And luckily, we came out on top there.
Now, with the draft package being a little bit different on these next-gen machines, did that come into factor on how you were able to get the race lead and maintain it? So, well, I'm going to say it just so easily. It looked like you were easily bringing this field behind you and able to cover any real attempts to get around you. You were super fast up there. So did the draft package have anything to do with the way that you dominated here tonight?
I mean, getting to the front is definitely dominant on the draft and how you push and everything like that. It's definitely an art to it. But once you get to the lead, you're just dependent on the guy behind you. You know, if you see if a guy holds back 2 car lengths. The guys behind him can get a run and stall you out. So it's all dependent on the guy behind you, and if he can push you well enough, then you can stay where you are. But without that help, you're out to lunch.
Well, Kyle, again, congratulations, man, on a great way to start the season. As we said, wrapped up the most laps led. You got that point for leading a lap. You're going to walk away with second place finishing points. Going to be very close to the point standings when we head to Homestead next week. So I hope the luck in the streak continues for you. We'll see if we
hopefully.
can catch up with you down there. But before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home down there in Florida?
I'm just glad to be back in this league. I've been here since the first race, and I missed a little bit of last year, and now I'm glad to be back with these guys and see where it goes. Hope we have a good year.
Well, I hope you're going to enjoy a handful of those Bud Lights that you got in your hand in your picture there, Bud. You deserve one. Job well done. Great second place finish, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you here in these next few weeks.
All right, thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from Kyle. You were able to push Rochelle to the front pretty much at will and with a fair amount of ease, it looked like. But, man, there at the end, the move to grab the race lead, and what a crazy close finish. How good you feeling about your debut race here?
And I was able to find the 21 a bunch. I really looked for anytime I had the opportunity to sit then behind him or jump up in front and cover one of his runs. We worked well the entire race, and I think qualifying 5th or 6th. I kind of felt like if I got shuffled a bit that I was going to drop back and ride it out, and it got fairly aggressive pushing wise. But once I was able to slot in second behind the 21 and basically keep us from running side by side, I was really able to stay pretty aggressive to him and keep us from getting side drafted and really keep kind of the front 4 or 5 cars single file. It was definitely a great initial race to the league.
Well, from here on out, I mean, you've already got a race win in your pocket. What's the plans for the rest of the season? We've got some different style tracks coming up. We're going to head to Homestead, Darlington, and then to Richmond over the course of these next 3 weeks. So out of those 3 tracks, is there any one particular that we may see this 45 back in victory lane?
And anywhere that you get to rip the top are some of my favorite tracks. So Darlington coming up. I really like Homestead. Obviously, is an awesome spot. You can run low there a little bit early in runs, but really once you're able to move to the top there and rip around the top of that place. So, but I think moving forward, and now that you got a win in the bank, you race for more of them. You can pick and choose where your points days are, right? Somewhere like in Richmond where I'm just not extremely strong there, but those places where you think you can win, got all the incentive in the world to go try and get them because I've already got one in the bank.
Absolutely. We couldn't agree with you more. It's going to open up a lot of different strategy for you throughout the course of the rest of this 15 race regular season. And as we head into the championship a little bit later on, as we've already mentioned and said here tonight, Patrick, you had an absolute rocket ship underneath that hood of the McDonald's machine. Great way to start off the season, walking away with the first checkered flag. So before we let you go and enjoy all the celebrations and festivities, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Man, reaching out to Adam to get into this league. This is definitely one of the cleanest, most efficient opening races to a league I've ever been a part of. I think it's a testament to the drivers that he's got put together in here. So I'm excited to keep this thing rocking and rolling forward, and hopefully put a few more W's in the win column.
All right. Well, my man, again, congratulations on a great way to start off the season number 6 here with the checkered flag in the ISCC Daytona 250. Job well done, Patrick, and hopefully we get to talk to you here in the next handful of weeks. Once again, with a podium finish, we'll have to see how it all goes. But until then, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Appreciate it. Hope I'm talking to you every week.
All right, there you go. Final few words for the man that said, well, you heard him. How about that finish? And we're gonna back that up and say, how about that finish? Patrick McClendon, pretty much the pusher all night long, made the moves, got the job done. Gonna walk away with his first checkered flag, as well as the first checkered flag of season number 6. The McDonald's 45 will head up the road to the Daytona USA Museum. Your race winner here tonight in the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series, the 45 of Patrick McClendon. And man, what a night it was. Producers already in the background hitting those buttons on us, so you know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results right here from Daytona International Speedway. Walking away with the top spot, checkered flag in hand, the 45 of Patrick McClendon. Kyle Rochelle going to finish out in second. Dalton Tucker runs third. James Watson going to walk away in fourth. And Ryan Ferraro will round out your top 5. Isaac Mock going to slot home in 6th, with Thomas Walter parking that 57 machine home in 7th. Cade Jones going to finish in 8th. 9th place tonight belongs to the 25 machine of Brian Curry. The 98 of Isaac Shelley gonna finish in the 10th position. Sean Huffstutler right there in 11th, with Eric Stamp right behind him. Newcomer, early race leader, he led a handful of laps. The 42 of Anthony Galludo gonna walk away with 13th. Gary Trebu in 14th. Max Fonner back in 15th. Aaron Kralik gonna finish out in 16th. Ryan Murray, Daniel Micklin, both with trouble. They'll finish 17th and 18th here tonight. 19th from the track tonight in the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Cup Series, brought to you Logan Breeke in 19th, and gave you the 26 of Zach Mitchell's back in 20th. That's going to do it for your unofficial race results here, the iRacing Stock Car Challenge Daytona 250. That's going to do it for us. We're going to begin to cut off the lights and roll up the cords and get ready to head to Homestead. We'll see you next Thursday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side to get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. So until then, my friends, stay safe, stay loved, and we'll meet you in Turn 3.